Vice President Professor Mustapha Mansour. So he just say that welcome to all of you, and this cooperation will be very nice to both of us, both of universities, and also for our students and our faculties and colleagues. Please go ahead, Professor Hujrati. So the microphone is you.
Thank you very much, Professor Sabehi. So, again, welcome everyone. I would like also to say good morning to faculty members at TUCW who just joined us as well, and good evening to the faculty members of the Afro-Asian University. Thanks to President Professor Mansour for his speech. And I'm delivering now the speech to you, Professor Sabehi, then to Dr. Camille.
You allowed me just to share my presentation.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you. Can you see? Is it clear?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So I will try, let me see, to speak in both languages to allow to our student to understand my presentation. In the meanwhile, for also from the other side, for the students of Canadian or University Canada West. So our topic is the importance of the international relations in higher education, أهمية العلاقات الدولية في التعليم العالي. طبعا كما يعلم الجميع العلاقات الدولية في التعليم العالي أصبحت مهمة جدا لتطوير الجامعات ولتطوير البحوث والدراسات. طبعا كما يعلم الجميع الهدف من التعاون الأكاديمي الدولي هو تحسين جودة التعليم, to get a higher education or the quality of higher education and research, وكذلك لتعزيز مكانة الجامعات بين الجامعات العالمية, also to have a high ranking of the university in the world. في هذا السياق طبعا عندنا اليوم نعيش في العولمة الرقمية وطبعا قضية الابتكار المستمر. هذا كله يدعو لبناء جامعات وشبكات معرفية عالمية متخصصة, because we are living in the globalization numeric, and also the innovation is there. So that's the reason why all the universities supposed to have net between, let us say, these universities for exchanges and also for the ranking and for the high quality of education. طبعا هناك بعض الأسس المفاهيمية للعلاقات الأكاديمية. طبعا عندنا الجامعات ومراكز البحث والمؤسسات الأكاديمية, هذا كلها دورها مهم جدا. Of course, we have research centers and we have institutions, so there is no limitations for that stuff. That's the reason why. So this cooperation, it's indeed the importance, of course, to exchange the skills and the experiences, طبعا لتبادل المعارف والخبرات. كذلك تطوير المناهج التعليمية والبحثية, to develop the curriculum and also research methodology. كذلك لتعزيز الابتكار وإعداد كوادر مؤهلة. طبعا الأهداف الاستراتيجية, the strategic object is to have university that it's allowed to have competitions in the world and also to work together for any changes that it can happen in the world. طبعا التعاون الدولي يعتمد على جودة البحوث. The quality of research is very important for the ranking. Also publication. Also the cooperations between the institutions. طبعا ما هي هذه الفوائد؟ أولا رفع معدل النشر المشترك مع جامعات عالمية. To have, let us say, high quality of publication of research. كذلك citations اللي هي الاستشهادات العلمية. And in the meanwhile also to have a very good reputations to the university in the world. طبعا عندنا أمثلة. We have some examples. جامعة الإمارات والجامعة الأمريكية في الشرق الأوسط حيث حسنت تصنيفها من خلال الشراكة البحثية. So as much we will have like cooperation and publication, as much we have, let us say, high ranking of these universities. طبعا هناك أطر مختلفة، أطر وطنية وأطر دولية. لكل دولة لها سياسات. وزارة التعليم العالي طبعا تشجع التبادل الأكاديمي. The Ministry of Higher Education encourage for the cooperations between the universities and for the accreditation, international accreditation. طبعا بالنسبة للبرامج الاتحاد الأوروبي كذلك واتفاقية اليونسكو. So we have some MOU, UNESCO and other international institutions. النقطة المهمة هنا هي دعم الابتعاث والمنح الدراسية، وهو طبعا من بين الأشياء التي نركز عليها في هذا السيمينار، اللي هو تبادل الطلاب وابتعاثهم، وكذلك مد المنح لهؤلاء الطلاب، وكذلك تمويل المشروعات البحثية. So exchange, student exchange, scholarship, and also to sponsor some projects, research projects that can be between, let us say, University, Aau University, and also University Canada West. I have some indicators here. Some is it clear this slide? هل واضح السلايد؟
No, yeah.
Yeah.
We can see the other slide with the KPIs, the one that you're going to present now.
Yeah.
Can you scroll down?
Yeah. So let me see if there will be some.
Yes, it's clear now.
Now it's clear? All right. So as you can see here, I brought some universities from Canada, United States, and from the Arab countries and African countries. So this is just some indicators to show you how important. يعني ممكن تلاحظ هنا الطلاب الدوليين أو الابتعاث الدولي في كندا في حسب إحصائية 2023 عندنا 1,040,985 طالب 1,040,985 students according to 2023. في الولايات المتحدة United States 1.1 million according to the year 23-24. From let us see the Arab and African countries, as you can see, we have some numbers here, some statistics. Egypt around 26,000. UAE actually from UAE, from Dubai or from whatever, move to the other countries. We have almost 42% as an international students. You can see the annual growth also plus 29% compared to 2023. If we can also go to the higher orientation operation, so you can see it's plus 22 growth in 23-24, and this, let us see, give opportunity to understand how important. يعني حتى نفهم هناك أهمية كبيرة بالنسبة لتبادل وابتعاث الطلاب. You can see, I mean, India in so 40%, around, I mean, 410,000 student. China, almost 11%, 100,000. Also, we have some from Nigeria, Philippines, Morocco, and Egypt. So these statistics, it shows, that in Canada, it's, let me say, we have a lot of students. في عدد كثير من الطلاب ممن يلتحقوا بالجامعات الكندية. كذلك بالولايات المتحدة كما تلاحظون، كندا عندها 410,000، بينما في الولايات المتحدة حوالي 331,000، فكندا تستحوذ على عدد أكبر. What's the major sending countries? So we have India 40%, as I mentioned, China 11%, Nigeria, Philippines, Arab states, Egypt, Morocco, and Nigeria student. Population grew by 55% according to this statistic in 2023. I'll try to scroll down to go just quickly to give them an opportunity for the other. Yes. So here, let us say, here we are going to see the social impact, economic and social impact. لو نلاحظ هنا بالنسبة للجانب الاقتصادي وتأثيراته، فبالنسبة لكندا contributions 22 billion according to 22-23, and United States also we have strong support to the higher education. And for the Arab and African religion, you can see United Arab Emirates rising role on the alternative hope, visa facilitations, program diversity. Egypt around plus 170% increase of international student, and Sub-Saharan African, so fastest growing region globally and international students moving. لو نلاحظ هنا التحديات, the challenges. طبعا هناك تحديات في الجوانب اختلاف السياسات والإجراءات البيروقراطية، التباين اللغوي والثقافي, the multicultural languages and cultural, also محدودية الموارد. So we have the limitation of the income for some universities. So this is, let me say, some challenges. الفرص, opportunities. So التعليم الرقمي والتوأمة الافتراضية مفروض متوفر كفرصة من الفرص المتاحة. الشراكات البحثية, the collaborations, research collaborations in different field, especially في التغيير المناخي, climate changes, and AI, artificial intelligence. طبعا هذه الخاتمة conclusion. العلاقات الدولية ليست خيارا بل ضرورة. تمكن طبعا العلاقات الدولية الجامعات من تعزيز الجودة, the quality and ranking, and also a high quality of research. كذلك الاستثمار في التعاون الدولي, هذا مهم جدا. Investments in the international cooperations, وهذا طبعا يعطي رؤية مستقبلية لبناء أجيال واعدة. That's give, let us see, a future vision to build, let us see, a future generation for the innovation and competition. That's it for my side. Thank you so much for your listening to my presentation.
Thank you, Professor Sabehi. Really appreciated. If you allow me to summarize your presentation for the attendees as well. So in your theme, you were trying to cover the importance of international relation, higher education. You did point out that the goal is to have a quality of education alongside with ranking for universities through internationalization. Also, you did mention that the research and teaching, they can also improve in terms of quality through the joint collaboration. Globalization, according to the Ministry of Higher Education, is highly supported, and they keep encouraging the universities in the region to have bilateral, I can say, agreements with peer universities in the Western board, one of the crucial part that you are trying to get out of this meeting is to have a sort of understanding when it comes to deal with student mobility or exchange, joint research projects. And yes, there are some challenges and opportunities usually. Me, myself, I keep saying that we can make use of the challenges to create opportunities. So bureaucracy, resources, culture might be challenges, but with some opportunities through the digital learning, as well as the joint research in areas related to AI and climate change, we can break the barrier and start having like multicultural understanding between academic institutions. So yes, you pointed out the number of the students and the demographic region where they came from, alongside with let me say the percentage. And I think I will leave this to Dr. Camille, who's going to take care of the student and academic exchange and its role in building global competencies, to speak about this more. And then the floor is him. Camille. You're muted.
Apologies, I was on mute. Because I don't have a presentation to share, so I'll be speaking pretty much from a note. It's an interesting case talking about the student mobility. I am the living example of a student mobility in a way. 22 years ago, I left my hometown back in Central Asia and embarked on a journey of education, which took me across many countries. So it was Moscow, then it was London, then it was France, where I actually did my master's. I'm embodiment of, I like to think, the student mobility, but the student mobility isn't anything actually new, although we talk about it as a phenomena that became so big over the past, say, decade, 20 years. In fact, scholars traveled throughout the history. I think going back to my own example again, I come from Uzbekistan, Samarkand originally, which used to be a center of culture and madrasas and people, Islamic scholars traveling back in 11th century and before. That's long before even many Western universities have been established. In fact, the Western universities, many of the universities were created on a foundation of seminaries and churches, which attracted the travelers. And travelers at the time were the original pioneer researchers, pioneer exchange people that would share their wisdom by traveling and by visiting these places. And when preparing for this meeting, I actually was looking at the website of Afro-Asian University, and I couldn't find anything more apt as a theme than the first banner that the university has. It says, "Across continents, beyond cultures, together we rise." It's such a powerful words, and they carry such a deep meaning, because indeed the purpose of the ultimate, I guess, the objective of student mobility and exchange is to bring us close together and to be able to do it not just across countries, across both, but across continents, and to elevate everyone and to rise together. So, and that's I think is a great theme. Now, coming back to mobility, there was some great data shared by Professor about global student mobility trends and the statistics, and we do see indeed like you always kind of divided between sending countries and receiving countries, and receiving countries were largely concentrated in the West, where people would go to. I mean, the U.S. has always been the biggest country for students traveling. Then United Kingdom was another one, both historically because because of political affiliations, because of great reputation of the university, because some of the cutting research, but we actually only see the trends are changing. We see regional mobility is greatly increasing. We see new hubs, education hubs popping up. Education hubs in Middle East once again is rising as a center of knowledge and technology and expertise for the region. And many people we see traveling. We see many universities coming and opening up in the countries, and which spurring not just collaboration but also a healthy competition. It's also spurring the innovation because we all live in a world where it's the knowledge transfer is so efficient now. We can adopt the best practices. We can look at and people, talent. We have access. I think one of the most important thing is access to talent, both in terms of academic talent. As people move, academics move. They bring with them a wealth of experience from their previous education, from their previous universities, and each time we enhance this knowledge again. Together we rise. So when there were at the time there were concerns, what if we open up the education system to other universities? What is going to happen there? Are we going to be able to compete? There was a question raised by many people. But what we see is, in fact, it's improving the education in the native countries because of these factors that I mentioned earlier. And students, obviously, that's driving for students. The excellence is driving the costs down. It's giving them the access to best professors, to most up-to-date knowledge and technology. So, I think it's very important. Now, if we go back to a point of collaboration, now we always have education, and government education have always been, there's an argument is which knowledge is the best? Is it the one taught and received in the classroom, or something that you get outside, right? Or is it experience, or the experience better than an academic track? And we see almost like a fusion of two nowadays, where we have students starting a school in one place and then moving on to another. So with the student mobility, so exchanges. Many universities are doing great exchanges. One of the examples, and I think best examples ever, is European Erasmus model. If you look at the European Erasmus model, I don't think any other political incentives or tools done more for the unification of Europe than Erasmus Foundation. It's millions of students have taken a study abroad, a year abroad, and they could travel from Portugal to Poland, Germany to Greece, and have these great experiences, share the experiences, unite, become one, become together, essentially. So can we recreate this kind of foundation? Can institutions do something that effectively replicates the advantages of those systems that have been created? I think we can. I think we are coming to a point in this particular meeting and the work that Afro-Asian University, and I love the name. As soon as I heard the name, I was like, oh, that's such a good, because you always tend to see geographically, you always hear Eurasian or or Europe or the West. You don't normally hear Afro-Asian as one, and I think it's an incredibly inspiring concept what you guys have there, and that's something that we're really keen to promote. We're keen to promote the equity of it. We want to welcome the students, welcome the exchange, not specific, just to come and learn about each other, right? We don't want to teach you all our ways, sort of a thing, right? We don't want to teach everything, how to do business in Middle East. You don't go and learn it in Canada. You go and learn it in Middle East. But we can teach you how to do business with the West, how to do business in Canada, and how to do business globally. And if we can infuse that education to a next generation of students, we encourage the mobility, but mobility not just to one way, but two ways. Both us learning from you, our students traveling to you, and we welcome our students. I think that should be our mission as educators. And same applies, I guess, for faculty. We mentioned about the research. Research is incredibly important. I think more important than probably ever, because it seems like information is available now everywhere. Information is everywhere. We're in the age of the great known. It seems like everything is a known, but we're still not much wiser for it. So I think we and research is something that really allows us to bring these different perspectives to really have a background to whatever we're exploring, to whatever we're trying to learn. So research skills and research collaboration will be incredibly important. Talking about the rankings, it's an interesting beast, specifically for me, because Canada actually is one of those countries that doesn't have a formal rankings. We don't publish, the universities don't publish, and in general, there are some universities that sort of exchange this stats and data on student success and everything, but there isn't a specific ranking that we follow, partly because education is a provincial concern, and Canada being a federal country, that we don't have a same sort of a governance across the entire country. But the international rankings are becoming very important. So international rankings, we're talking about, QS, Guardian, Times. Those rankings, they why? Because it's a data, and the data is being collected, data is being shared, and we're all becoming more aware of what's out there, and how we could position ourselves in the best way to be able to compete. So I guess I like to finish by saying that I'm incredibly honored to be here today, and I'm really looking forward to how we cross this screen over and have actually next interaction will be a more physical one. Although I enjoy the conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Camille. And yes, I do agree with you. We need to move to the next point here, where people can meet face to face and then enjoy the trees together. Being said, yes, there's like another initiative to, and there's an expressive interest from the President Mansour and Vice President Sbehi to visit us here in UCW, and then we will coordinate this later once we're done from here. And speaking about Afro-Asian University, as you mentioned, Camille, it has the two wings of Africa and Asia, and having like UAE as the heart, which can act as a hub for the region. I will use the term hub again, because as a person who born and raised in UAE, came from a Mediterranean side, I mean, Ottoman side and Arab side, I can share your passion here. What you can see as well is like a quick summary for what Dr. Camille said. Maybe Professor Sbehi, you can translate this in Arabic to your team. So yes, he believes in mobility because he himself, as a real example, came from one of the renowned countries, okay, in research, science, and I can say in technology at that time, where they shed the light on the Western civilization because of his country. And then from there, he started to move through UK, Moscow, Germany, US, and now in Canada. And the joint point between you and him, by the way, is speaking the French. Okay, I have my own French as well, but both of you can speak, let me say directly, in a French language. So
don't make me do it now, please.
I know, I'm just teasing you. Merci beaucoup, Mishia. So we'll say that absolutely. So another term of a common share that strengthens really the relation here between both institutions is this common ground understanding. So yes, strengthening the vision of AAU, as you mentioned, Camille, and I like your way when you said the segmentation of the students. So when it comes to deal with the receiving institutions and the regional mobility as well, I do believe in the Erasmus, because again, as a half Mediterranean, I used to work with the Erasmus themselves. Okay, across the Mediterranean countries, yes, and I do adore you for bringing this to the table, because yes, one of the successful models where it has been implemented across the Mediterranean region. And moving from competition to integration, yes, this is what Camille said here, saying that, okay, universities can create opportunities from the collaboration between each sides. It's not about revenue, it's all about how you can introduce yourself to other part of the world. And then from there, you can get your presence. I remember that we spoke together, me and Camille, about UCE. So presenting ourselves in the East, okay, yes, bringing whatever we got from the West, as Camille said, to the East, and again to Africa and Asia, with this diversity of students, ethnicity, I can say. And also, as he said, the both way of mobility will be like an enrich to institutions in addition to the research channel. Maybe my role here will be about how we can translate this to like an actionable, I can say, areas and channels of collaboration. So that's why will be my presentation later, but I'm going to give the floor for Professor Sabehi to translate this to Arabic to his colleague. Please.
Thank you so much. So, merci beaucoup and soyez le bienvenu, Mr. Komil. Okay. طبعا بالنسبة لي بروفيسور كوميل تحدث عن تجربته الشخصية وكيف أنه انتقل من أواسط آسيا إلى ألمانيا ثم إلى بريطانيا. فهذه تقريبا يعني حركة ثقافية تعددت من كل الأماكن من كل الجهات، ثم بعد ذلك حطت الرحال به في كندا. فهذه فرصة كذلك يريد أن يوضحها للطلاب على أساس أن الإنسان لا يتوقف على مكان، وإنما هو يتعلم من ثقافات متعددة ويأخذ يعني تجارب تساعده في حياته اليومية. كما أشار كذلك إلى أن الحياة العلمية لا تتوقف فقط يعني عند مكان معين، إنما الجهد المبذول واللقاءات الثقافية المتنوعة تمنح الطالب فرصة كذلك للتعلم وللاستمرار. الأمر الآخر هو قال أنا لا أقول لكم يعني ماذا يجب عليك أن تفعل، إنما الطالب بحد ذاته يثبت نفسه أنه يستطيع أن يواكب التغيرات. الأمر الآخر اللي هي قضية البحوث العلمية فعلا، هو قال يعني نحن جامعاتنا يعني ليس بذلك يعني نحن لا نهتم بالرانكينج يعني أو بما يسمى الترتيبات الجامعية على مستوى الداخل، ولكن على مستوى العالم نعم، على المستوى الدولي طبعا كل الجامعات تنحو لهذا المنحى بأن تبحث عن في الصفوف المتقدمة من الجامعات، حيث تمنحها الريادة والقيادة وتمنحها كذلك فرصة لإثبات نفسها في مجال البحوث العلمية. طبعا كذلك يعني أشار إلى أن الأمر لا يتوقف فقط يعني أننا نبقى دائما أمام الشاشات، إنما نريد أن نترجم هذا الأمر إلى شيء واقعي بحيث يكون اللقاء يعني وجه لوجه. وطبعا أشار البروف الحجراتي على أساس يعني إن شاء الله سوف يكون هناك زيارة للجامعة الكندية وست إن شاء الله في الشهور القادمة، رئيس الجامعة ونائب رئيس الجامعة، من أجل تطبيق ومن أجل تعزيز هذه الاتفاقية. هذا تقريبا يعني بشكل مختصر، وإن شاء الله يعني بداية موفقة للتعاون الدولي وللانطلاقة من جديد. تفضل بروف حجراتي.
Thank you, Professor Sabehi. You actually mentioned it in the right direction, and yes, I like your French side. Now, I think Camille is ahead to say something. Please go ahead.
No, I'm so sorry. I just continued my speech. I should have broken it down into parts, easier to translate. Okay. But it's a first time. Next time I'll be better.
No worries. I'm here to support. No worries. So yeah, well, that's why we're gonna move now to the crucial. Well, let me say the example of implementation of such kind of collaboration. And yes, we will leave the floor for the attendees to Q&A once we're done. So allow me now to go to my section here, which will deal with, let me say, the examples, models, success stories that we can create together in the light of what we discussed here. So I can say what we can start with is saying we are here together in order to give like a foundation for an academic success. And to have this foundation of an academic success, this means we have to work together on areas that can represent a mutual interest, a mutual understanding, as well as a necessity from the strategic perspective. So international cooperation goes beyond like MOUs. So the global trend, as we can see now, it is about the student and faculty mobility. We can do this in a form of a physical mobility, virtual mobility, utilizing the the lovely environment of AI now. I mean the artificial intelligence. Also building the research networks. So having like task force from both universities to work on joint research, and also having like a joint teaching models, I can say, where we can get learning models that allow universities to share expertise and extend their impact. Then these trends shows us that cooperation is not a luxury, but it's a strategic necessity. And then when it comes to deal with institutional models here or there, we do deal with a joint and dual degree programs where students can earn credentials recognized in more than one country. For example, a Canadian Middle Eastern dual MBA programs, which prepare graduates for leadership in both regions. I know the Afro-Asian University have also PhD programs. So this kind of a program can be like a channel or a laddering channel to the PhD as well, which will help us as a UCW to launch our PhD programs. Collaborative research centers, like institutions coming together to tackle global challenges such as artificial intelligence, sustainability, and entrepreneurship. And I'm pretty sure that we at UCW, we keep working on the entrepreneurship, helping our students as well to get the hands on when it comes to deal with a real market and how they can deal with business industry from an application, I can say, perspective. Satellite campuses, maybe this is like a mature, I can say, model where we can act as a hub, as Camille mentioned, where international universities establishing a presence to serve local students with maintaining global standards. And each of these models demonstrates that cooperation is not one size fit all. It can be adapted to local needs and strategic visions. Then when it comes to deal with our case study here, so since we started back in December 12, when the first meeting during the visit of President Bashir to UAE, me and Professor Subayhi, we used to work on building something meaningful, visible, as well as applicable. So I can say by every single quarter we have an activity. So back in April, we started the first, let me say, activity, having a joint conference with an international renowned association, GAFTM, where a group of our UCW faculty members participated there. And now in August, we have this meeting with, for sure, Dr. Camille, our VP for Strategic Development and Partnership, to go further beyond this to another level, which is faculty exchange, student exchange, and yes, having a pathway for students from MENA region, Africa and Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, to come to UCW, and also finding like a new channel of collaboration. For example, we have almost like 600 plus African students as we are speaking. Maybe Camille can correct me. And then almost like 4,000 Asian plus at UCW. So in different programs, I mean here undergrad or in the MBA program. That's why we can adopt this by having a sort of behind every partnership, there are people, students and faculty who lives or do love to deal with transformation. Here's means one of our students from Canada can go to UAE or other part of Africa or Asian countries, and then another student from your side come to Canada as well to get in touch with the latest knowledge and skills in entrepreneur sustainability as well as artificial intelligence. The joint research, this is something that I think UCW is so keen about. Recently, we have a Fulbright scholar joined us, and this is another step forward from UCW to take care of the research side. I can say lesson learned from these kinds of experiences that we have learned is to start small, having like pilot exchange or short-term programs that can be build the trust. So before moving to a larger projects like dual degree, engaging governments and accreditation bodies early. I think I spoke to Camille before about the recognition of UCW in UAE again, because UAE is a hub for the region, and the recognition of the degrees and to ease the mobility. And then prioritizing the quality assurance in terms of collaboration or strengthening the collaboration and building like academic standards, and then investing in cultural intelligence, understanding and respecting each other's context and the foundation of successful collaboration. And these lessons can help us to ensure that cooperation moves from being symbolic to being impactful. Then I can conclude with some strategic recommendations here based on my understanding from both, let me say, speakers. When it comes to deal with, okay, we can start with an education and innovation hub in UAE that can serve the African, Asian, MENA region countries from Canada. Yes, we believe in diversity. That's why we keep saying ADI, I mean, equity, diversity, inclusion is a part of our Canadian culture. So, and move forward from the memorandum understanding to another part of application in terms of hybrid or online programs and seminars, and build like a trilateral partnership in joint research. So now we have the Fulbright with us from the other side, as we mentioned, Erasmus. So some African countries, they are members of the Erasmus, so we can bring also Erasmus on board with us. Me myself, I have some times with the ties with them, so I can spend some times with those connections there to bring them on board with us. And yeah, in conclusion, we can say that cooperation means opportunities, empowerment, and institution strength. This means I'd like to invite our distinguished panel and audience to reflect some Q&A on what we are sharing here. And before going to this, I might ask Professor Subehi just to translate in Arabic what I mentioned here.
Thank you so much for this formative presentation. أشكرك جزيل الشكر على هذه التقديم الرائع لهذه المداخلة. طبعا البروف الحجراتي أشار إلى أن المجال التعاون بين الجامعة الأفروآسيوية والجامعة الكندية وست، طبعا المجال تبادل الطلاب سوف يكون إن شاء الله متاحا. أولا سيكون ربما مدمج الهايبرد، وممكن يكون يعني أونلاين. طبعا بالنسبة للجامعة الكندية وست عندهم في برنامج البكالوريوس والماجستير طبعا موجود أونلاين وحضوري. عندهم حوالي 6000 طالب من آسيا و4000 طالب من أفريقيا. طبعا فهذا يعني يعد يعني عدد كبير جدا. إن شاء الله يعني سوف يكون هناك دمج إن شاء الله تعالى أو برامج تتواءم مع الجامعتين، بحيث الطالب يستطيع أن يأخذ كورسات في الجامعة الكندية وست سواء حضوريا أو عن بعد. طبعا هذه فرصة تتاح للتعاون في مجال كذلك البحوث، وفي مجال كذلك النشر وتبادل الأساتذة. طبعا هذه استراتيجية مبنية على الاتفاقية التي تمت في شهر 12 ديسمبر عندما جاء رئيس الجامعة البروف مشيد إلى دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة، وكانت هي نقطة الوصل وتم توقيع الاتفاقية. والآن تعتبر هذه من نتائج أو من ثمرات أو من الأشياء التي نتجت عن الاتفاقية. فهذا السيمينار يعتبر أول مخرج من مخارج الاتفاقية، وإن شاء الله تبادل الطلاب سوف يكون كنقطة ثانية أو كمخرج من المخرجات الثانية اللي هي من outcomes of the MOU. وإن شاء الله تعالى الطلاب طبعا مطالبون الآن بأن يبدوا رغبتهم في هذا المجال، والجامعة الكندية سوف تقدم كل التسهيلات، مع العلم كذلك أن الجامعة الأفروآسيوية كذلك تسهل هذه العملية. نفس الشيء تبادل طبعا يكون مجال للطلاب الجامعة الكندية وست تتاح لهم الفرصة بأن يتابعوا كذلك دراستهم لمن يرغب في الجامعة الأفروآسيوية، سواء يعني في الجامعات المتوفرة عندنا في آسيا أو في أفريقيا طبعا. ودائما تبقى نقطة التواصل هي دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. فالمجال مفتوح والتعاون سوف يكون مثمرا. إن شاء الله أكون يعني قد أديت يعني الترجمة على وجهها الصحيح. والهدف من هذا كله هو تفعيل الاتفاقية. وأنا فرحان جدا يعني بأن هذا السيمينار هو نتيجة من نتائج هذه الاتفاقية، وسوف تتبعها إن شاء الله سيمينارات ومحاضرات ومؤتمرات، خصوصا أن فيه مؤتمر جافتي اللي شاركت فيه الجامعة الكندية وست، وكنا كذلك موجودين هناك الجامعة الأفروآسيوية، وكانت يعني كان مؤتمر رائعا. طبعا الذكاء الاصطناعي يعتبر الآن من أولى الأولويات التي سوف تقدمه الجامعة الكندية وست للطلاب وللأساتذة. تفضل. شكرا.
Thank you very much, Professor. Yeah, and good to say that Dr. Camille has a flight, so we have almost like 10 minutes to conclude this. And yes, for sure, me and him, alongside with you, we will be in touch later, three of us, to shape up, let me say, the action plan and the timetable starting from your visit to UCW here. And sure, now well, inviting Dr. Camille to visit you there in UAE as well, because I promised him that we will have a flight together there. So I'll keep my promise. And then it will be another invitation in a French cuisine, I can say, restaurant. So yes, Camille, would you like to say something before giving the floor for others to Q&A?
Yes, I think I agree with all the sentiments. We need to start. Start is the most important. Action is half of achievement, because even if we can start with something small, we talked about. I think one of the actually interesting cases we had was a coil.
Mm-hmm.
Coil delivery, and potentially we could do something like that. And then the research you mentioned about the Fulbright. So we an entrepreneurship, because we're expecting another chair for entrepreneurship to come very, very soon. So because we'll be launching our entrepreneurship hub, and there may be some experiences that we can share there and see how we can cooperate. And in fact, different models, different ways of engagement between the faculty. We have Vahide here, Dr. Vahide here. She'll have some ideas, I'm sure, of how the fact, because what we find is if you can build it from ground up, engage all the stakeholders, engage the faculty, it becomes sustainable, it becomes long-lasting, and that's what we want to build. We want to build the relationship and collaboration that is sustainable and goes across different levels.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Camille. Now, Professor Sabehi, yes, would you like to translate this to your team?
طبعا التدخل البروف كوميل يعني أشار إلى أن التعاون سوف يكون مثمرا، وإن شاء الله تعالى هذه فرصة للقاء من جديد وللتعاون، خصوصا أنه مثل ما وعده البروف حجراتي بالزيارة إلى دولة الإمارات، نحن ننتظره على حرب جبل لزيارتنا في الإمارات، ونقول له سويل bienvenue to United Arab Emirates.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur. So, good to say that also one of the things, Dr. Fatima, Dean of Students, will handle the questions from the other side. And yes, before deliberating this to her, it's good to mention that there's currently an ongoing talk with the stewards, our director of research and scholarly, about having like a joint supervision of the master degrees and PhDs, where we have task force that really formed earlier this year. Vahidi was one of those members, yes, and welcome her as well. So yes, and some other members, they used to participate in again with the research case studies in the last April with the Afro-Asian University and Grafton. So yes, we have things in the pipeline now from the research perspective, and we count on this to introduce the students and plug them in through some applicable case studies. So it's not only about bringing the students here to Canada or sending our students there, but also the research can be another channel where we see a student mobility and exchange using the case studies. Yeah. So the floor is for Dr. Fatima. Please go ahead and moderate the questions. And please, we have almost like 10 minutes.
طيب دكتورة فاطمة زين، تفضلي، لك الميكروفون.
نعم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، وأصلي وأسلم على نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. التحية لكم جميعا، بروفيسور مصطفى مدير الجامعة الأفروآسيوية، تحية لبروفيسور الصبيحي نائب رئيس الجامعة الأفروآسيوية ومستشارها، التحية للجمع الكريم والضيوف الكرام، الأستاذ الدكتور الحجرائي نائب رئيس الجامعة الكندية وست ومستشارها، والتحية إلى الأستاذ الدكتور مام الجنوف نائب رئيس الجامعة للتطوير الاستراتيجي. وأحيي عبر هذه الإطلالة على جميع طلابنا وطالباتنا بالجامعة الأفروآسيوية والجامعة الكندية وست وبجميع الحضور. سعدنا كثيرا بهذه السياحة الجميلة والمعلومات السارة، ولا سيما أنها تدعم إحدى أهم أهداف التنمية المستدامة، ألا وهي المشاركة أو التشارك. وبما أن الجامعة الأفروآسيوية هي جامعة تعمل عن بعد وبها العديد من
Yeah, I think she has an issue with the connection. We lost her.
نعم.
Okay.
طبعا هي of course I mean she said to welcome to Professor Hujurati, Professor Kumil, and also Professor Vida. So most welcome, and this is, let me say, very fruitful for our MOU, and hopefully, I mean, inshallah, we go to the benefits of this MOU, Memorandum of Understanding.
Okay, thank you very much. So let us open the floor for questions. Anybody has a question here?
أي واحد عنده سؤال أو تدخل فليتفضل مشكورا. طبعا نحن الآن نتحدث في إطار التعاون، والنقطة الأساسية التي إن شاء الله نشتغل عليها الآن هي بالنسبة لي تبادل الطلاب والأساتذة. فإذا أي واحد عنده تدخل في هذا المجال فليتفضل مشكورا، سواء بالعربية أو بالإنجليزية أو بالفرنسية.
Okay. it seems that people that are waiting for us to build the action plan to go for more understanding of what's going on and have like more contribution from their sides. I do understand this. So I would like to conclude by saying thank you very much, Professor Sabehi, for inviting us to this seminar. And I would like to thank Dr. Kamil for accepting the invitation as well and for his fruitful input in this presentation. I do adore Professor Mansour for his patronage to this session, and I'm conveying also, let me say, the regards of President Bashir to you. And yes, he's also looking forward to have things on the ground in collaboration with three of us, Kamil, myself, and you, Sabehi. We will work together in order to make this done as of the forthcoming academic year 2025-2026. So yes, and Kamil, would you like to say final words before we leave? Then I give it to Professor Sabehi.
As I mentioned earlier, I'm really honored to be here today, and I hope this is a start of a long-lasting, sustainable partnership in a true sense of the word. So partnership of equal institutions where we learn from each other, but we also create a new knowledge for our students, for our communities and stakeholders.
Thank you very much, Professor Sabehi. Your last word.
طبعا سأتكلم أولا بالعربية. أولا أحيي البروف مصطفى على مشاركته معنا وإتاحة لنا الفرصة وللطلاب وللأساتذة من الجامعة الأفروآسيوية بالمشاركة بهذا السيمينار الذي أتصور يعني جميل جدا ويعني أدى الغرض منه. نفس الشيء أود أن أشكر الحضور بروفيسور كميل وكذلك بروفيسور حجراتي مع تحياتنا الخاصة والخالصة للبروف بشير رئيس الجامعة الكندية وست. So I'd like to thank all of you, for this very fruitful seminar, and hopefully inshallah we'll see you again. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, Professor Sabehi. And again, he would like to convey his regards to all the attendees and a special thank to Dr. Kamil, as well as conveying the regards to President Bashir. So yes, thank you very much. And I will be in touch with both of you gentlemen in the forthcoming academic year to work together closely in order to put things on the ground, as we mentioned. And we all working to create a success story for, let me say, the nation of the words, and education is usually the soft power where people can speak together, do understand equity, diversity, and inclusion. Thank you very much, gentlemen, and bon voyage, Kamil, and then bon nuit, Dr. Sabehi. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you
to everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.